So in the last class, I have already explained you what is an array in Java, right? And we have seen one program also how to declare a one-dimension array, and we will going to move ahead with the same. So there are different ways through which you can declare an array. You can declare an array integer array if you want to save an int array, and there are two type of declaration that is valid in Java. You can declare like this int with the data type, and this is the name of array and square bracket. And there is another way that you can declare data type square bracket then the name of an array. Both are valid, both you can use it. In the last class I have only told, means I have explained you like you can declare array like this, and with a new keyword also. So there are two way I have explained in the last class. You can watch the video also in the YouTube channel. If you if anything doubt you have, then you can go through it. So in the last class I have just shown you like how you can declare an array, but here there is one more way of declaring an array where square bracket will come before the name of an array. And similarly, you can declare if you want to save a byte data, if you want to save a short data boolean, like boolean data is true and false, byte like in the form of group of bits 0 1, long long integer, short integer, float, double. So there are different kind of data you can save it. These all are the name. Whatever you are seeing on the left hand side, these are the data type, and the thing that you see on right hand side is the name of an array. This square bracket you can write it down here also. Both are valid. So there are two way of declaring we have seen in the last class, this one and this one. And you have practiced both. I'm taking into consideration that you have run both the thing. So here same thing you can do it. Here you can try with using this square bracket before. So when you will run the program tomorrow, when we will do the practical, I will show you like you can use this square bracket before also. Is it clear to you, like how many way we can declare an array?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So next time you can try it using this square bracket before. Okay, till now we have seen this square bracket after. You can try it before, and all the declaration will be exactly same. Other syntax will be same. Only the thing is changing the place of a square bracket in place of after the name of a variable, or you can use it before a variable. And this is the size of an element that you want to save. So here how many number of element it will going to save? 20. So when we declare any compile time array, then you can declare like this. It means that you are declaring an array of int type, and you are saving the element 1 to 10 in this array. So you can declare in this way: int square bracket, this is the name of an array, new keyword int, right? You can see this is the declaration, right? So here I have not specified the size. Here I have just written it, the number of element. So this is the compile time. And how you can access the element of an array. Suppose you want to access the element of an array, then how you can access it? For you can use a while loop, or a for loop. Any loop you can use it. For loop is easy to use because everything comes under the same bracket, so that is easy for the programmer to use this. So with the help of for loop, how you are going to use it? Let's see that. In this, you will declare the index. Array usually save the data in the form of cell, right? If you remember, just one minute. So array usually saving the data in the form of cell, and they have an index, right? This you, like you already know, I think. That index start from 0 and it will go till n minus 1, or you can say size minus 1, you can say, or size. So in index is usually start from 0 1 2 3, and these all what these are called cell. These are cell which is holding the data, and we save the data like 1 2. Suppose if your array you have declared of integer type, that you will going to save the data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and anything. So now when you want to run this for loop, when you want to access the element of an array, how you will going to write the for loop? You will going to write it in type, which will be the index. You can declare it or directly write in the for loop for int I starting from the zero index. How many number of element present in array? How you are going to find it out? Suppose your name of an array is arr dot length. So it will give you the length of an array. Length of an array in the sense the number of element present in the array. Now here, suppose 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 0 to 6 means 7 element are saved, right? So what will be the length of an array? 7. Then I plus plus, sorry, here, not count. Then you need to increment the I value, I plus plus, and you will write here system dot out dot println, which is used to print the element in a Java. Then you can write array. So you can simply write here arr I value. So as the loop value changing, it will going to print the element. Like when I is equal to 0, is I is less than 7. 7 is your size of an element that are present in the array. So I is less than 7, then it will come inside, it will print arr 0. What is the current value of index? It will going to print it. And in this way you can declare it. So there are different way of declaration of an array, right? You can use either this writing square bracket before or after. This is also one important declaration that I have told you with this code. And in the last class you might have seen that we have done a program like this, right? We have created one main method, we have created an array, we have initialized a 5 element to it, and we have just printed it. So last time I've shown you, in my last class I've shown you like how you can access the element and how you can print it, right? So here in this class you have declared an array, and here you can see, right, how this array is declared by using this square bracket before. Now you can use it directly here also, equal to new int array and specify the size, and you can declare in the additional instruction like this also. Then you can specify the element index wise and you can print it. So it will be look like this. It's an array, it's an index, and each cell is saving some data, right? Student square bracket before, then this is the variable name, right? And new student 7. So this is a user defined class is there. In the similar way you can define it array also. So we have seen like how you can declare an array and how you can work with that array. So you, in array, not only you can save integer data, you can save boolean data, short data, long data, float data, double data, character data. So any data you can save it. Let me show you some example like how you can work with those Java array. So let's see about the multi-dimension array, like how you can work with the two-dimension data. Now in two-dimension data means what? Where you need to work in the row as well as column. Now here you can see a general idea, like here in this array you see that you are just traversing the list in a one direction, that is from left to right. But suppose you have a scenario where you might have studied, do you know matrix? Do you know matrix in mathematics? Have
Yes,
you?
sir.
So in what is the structure of mathematics? Means, sorry, in that mathematics, uh, how this matrices is defined. Suppose if I say 3 cross 3 matrix, then what will be the number of rows and column there?
There will be 3 rows and 3 columns.
Good. Suppose you have a data like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So here this is 3 cross 3. 3 cross 3 in the sense you have a 3 row and you have a 3 column. So this thing you also can save it with the help of an array. So it will be something where it will look like, if you see in a more exact way, it can be look like this, where your data will be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 6, 7, right? And this is your row 1. Um, in array index start from 0, so here we will take 0. So this is your row 0. This R1 is for row 1 and this R2 is for row 2. Similarly, column is also start from 0, right? Because in array index start from 0, so it will be C0, that is for column 0, C1 for column first, and this is your C2. But this is your first row. If I say you what is the first row index, then it will be 0. Second row index, then it will be 1. Third row index, that will be 2. Similarly, column, if I say what is the index of first column, then it will be your C0, C1 and C2, like this. So now if you want to work with this multi-dimension array, or you can say two-dimension array, then how you will going to write a for loop? Any idea? Okay, here how many index you are managing in this array? Can you tell me what, how many index you are managing in this array? This is a single dimension array. Anyone can answer, like in this two, this is a single dimension array. How many index you are managing here? Index is this one, right? The number of cell. So here, how many index you need to manage when you are working with the two dimension data? How many index you need to manage when you work with the two dimension or multi-dimension data?
Uh,
Just try.
so, like if it's 2 into 2, right? Is that what you're asking?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Are you asking if it's a 2 into 2 grid?
Um, okay. Here, like suppose here you are managing only one index, right? Because here you have a only one dimension. Now here you need to manage row as well as column. So how many variable you need to take, or how many index you need to manage? Two, right? First is for your row, second is for your column. So it means that you need to use two variable, that is either I and j on whatever it is. Then that will be what it will do, it will manage the row and that column also. Means the first row, first column, what is the value? 1. First row, second column, what is the value? 2. First row, third column, what is the value? 3. Is it clear to you? Okay, let me draw it once again. Suppose this is your three-dimension array. In this three-dimension array, it is divided into 3 cross 3, right? Now, in this 3 cross 3, What is the index of this one? 0. This one 1. This one 2. This one 0. This one 1. This one 2. Now you tell me, if I say you that I want to save a data on my first row and first column, then what will be the index? What is the index of row and column if you want to save the data on the first block? Can you tell me? Just try from your side. Like suppose if you want to save the data here, what will be the value of row and column? Can you try? I'm audible?
So can you repeat it once again?
Okay. I'm just saying here you want to save the data in this place. Then what value you need it?
0.
Okay, but this is that will be the only for row. What about the column? You need to have a
It will
both.
be in the
Yes, so you need to have a
0
both.
0.
Correct. So you need to have a both row and column value, then only you can save it. When you have a 0 0, it means that you are talking about the first row, first column. Now this one, what will be? What is the row name here? Row number 0 and column
Yes,
number 1. So it will be
yes,
0
sir.
1. It will be 0 2.
Yes, sir. Next one will be 1 0,
Yes, correct.
and then 1 1, and then 1 2.
Correct. This one will be
0 2 2 0 7.
good.
1 2 1
Mhm. 2 1.
2 2.
Yes, correct. So always remember, when you want to save the data on two dimension, what you need it row number and column number. So 0 0 means 0 row 0 column, 0 row first column, 0 row second column, so it will be 0 2. This is first row. So here 0 0, if you talk about 0 0, then this 0 is what your row, this 0 is what column. Okay, so first one is for, suppose this is your index. So this is, so suppose your index is suppose 0 2. Okay, so what I'm talking about this one. So here 0 is what? Here 0 is your row, means first value is your row and second value is your column. So here when you write the for loop, you need two variables to manage it. You can use, so here the need of nested for loop or nested loop will come, where we need to manage both column and row. Okay, means if I first for loop will manage the row, inside for loop will manage the column. So here for a single row, how many times this column will run? 3 times. Means for first row, you will save the data here, save the data here, save the data here. Then you will come to this row, you will save the data here, save the data here, save the data here. Okay, let's see this example. So how you declare the array? When you want to create a matrix of 3 cross 3, how you will declare an array? It will be like this: int 2 times square bracket will come here. Why? Because you are managing two index. First is row and column, then this is the name of an array, new keyword, then again integer, and this 3 into 3 means what? 3 row and 3 column, 3 row and 3 column. Okay, so how you will declare an array? You can declare an array like this. So the way of declaring an array will be in this way. Int means integer data will be saved. This two square bracket will be in the single dimension. How you are declaring an array? You are declaring like this, right? Int, then single square bracket, because you are working on single dimension. Then new int, and you are specifying a value here. This is your single dimension. This is your for double dimension, double two dimension, sorry, not double, 2D we say 2D dimension in the sense we have a two dimension here, or you can say it multi-dimension also. And this one is what, single dimension. So here, how you declare an array? Int 2 times square bracket will come arr, the name of an array, new keyword int, and this 3 cross 3 for 3 row and 3 column. Now here, suppose you want to save an element, how you are going to save it? You are going to write a program like this. ARR00 means 0 row, 0 column, 1. 0 row, first column, 2. 0 row, first column, 2. 3 means for a first row, you will run 3 time column, right? Because you have 3 column. Then for first row, you will run 3 time. Are you getting right? Is it clear to both of you? Is it clear to both of
Yes,
you?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Then here we can see the program. Here we are declaring an array. Means here we have taken a class. We have make a main function. Inside that, you are saving the compile time data. So you can see here. So how you can save a compile time data? When you want to save a compile time data, so row, how you can specify within a curly braces. So it means that this is your first row, this is your second row, this is your third row. Means inside the curly brace, again two curly brace you have taken. So it means that this is your first row, second row, and third row. Okay, now let me run it with the online compiler, and you can see it here how the work, how it is working. Okay, int I is equal to 0. Okay, is I is less than 3, condition true, you will come inside, you will check is j is 0, j is less than 3, condition true. Then what will be the value of I and j now? Currently 0 0, so you will going to print 0 0. Okay, now once you print it, the loop will go back again here, increment the j value, j value become 1, 1 is less than 3, condition true. What is the current value? I value remains 0 only. It will run 3 times. Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? Or shall I repeat once again? Shall I explain once again?
No, sir.
Okay, so now once you run this 3 times, means that for 0 row, all the 3 column value you have entered it. So then when you have entered all the 3 value of your first row, the j value incremented become 4. Is 4 is less than 3, condition false, it will come out of the loop, it will start from the new line, this is will conduct the new line. Then once you enter the create a new line, the flow will go back again here. Okay, now I value become what? 1. Now for first row, yeah, it means that your first index row means second row, it means, right? If I say your first means first index row means your second row, right? This is your first index means your second row. So here similarly it will happen 1, then it will be 1 0, 1 1, 1 2, right? It will run 3 times, means how the flow it is: 1, it will come inside, 0, 0 is less than 3, condition true. What is the current value of y? That is a 1, j is 0, so it will print the 1 0. 1 0 will be what? 1 0 will be your 2, right? Means you can see here how you can define the compile time array. When you want to run it, you will specify within a curly brace, like see here, 1 2 3, your first row, it will come like this. You can see 2 4 5, your second row. This is your 4 4 5, your third row, right? Is it clear, like how you can define compile time multi-dimension array or 2D array? Akshara, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Snigdha, I think you already clear, right? Now, is it clear like how you can define? Now, okay, you tell me if you want to define 3 cross 4 means 3 row and 4 column, then what changes you need to make it? 3 cross 4, 3 row and 4 column. It means that fourth column you need to add it. Then what changes you will made it here?
You will add one to each of the.
Good, very good. 4, 6 and 7. Now run it. Sorry, here I need to change it. See it, right? There might be some error. We need to define it before. I think somewhere we have not defined it. J is equal to 0. Okay, it's saying that it's an array index out of bound means we have defined an array and we are trying to enter more value. That's why it is giving an error. But it's an online form. When we run on the Eclipse, this error won't come. Okay, so you can try the same code on the Eclipse. Okay, you can try this code. I'm sending on the chat. Just save this code with you and try it. Okay, you can remove this element and try from your side what changes is coming. Okay, so today you just try this code. So tomorrow we will going to work on more question. When we connect tomorrow, we will do some more practice on this Java multi-dimension array with some more programs. I hope it is clear, right? Is it clear to you, right? How to run the code in a multi-dimension array and how to
Yes,
proceed
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
And I will upload and you can I will upload this video on the YouTube,
Yes, sir.
so you can go through this video if anything is not clear. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you have any question, then tomorrow we'll connect at the same time, so you can ask me. So we will do some more program tomorrow. I will show you on the Eclipse how to run this multi-dimension array and how to run a complex code with this array. Okay then, so bye, take care. We will connect tomorrow same time and we will discuss more on this array part.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.